Psalm 105 is one of the longer historical psalms, and the opening section is included in its entirety within the first book of the Chronicles at chapter 16. The events described include the plagues in Egypt prior to the escape from slavery, although the number and the order are not exactly as recorded in the book of Exodus. There is a particular emphasis given to the covenant between God and the people in its various forms, but notably the promises made to Abraham. The events of history are set between an opening of thanks and praise, "O give thanks to the Lord and call upon his name," and a conclusion which stresses the undergirding importance of the covenant and the right response of the people as they follow God's laws. The same movement from thanksgiving to righteous response is as powerful today as it ever has been.
O give thanks unto the Lord and call upon his name. Tell the people what things he hath done. O let your songs be of him and praise him, and let your talking be of all his wondrous works. Rejoice in his holy name. Let the heart of them rejoice that seek the Lord. Seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his face evermore. Remember the marvelous works that he hath done, his wonders and the judgments of his mouth. O ye seed of Abraham his servant, ye children of Jacob his chosen. He is the Lord our God, his judgments are in all the world. He hath been always mindful of his covenant and promise, that he made to 1,000 generations, even the covenant that he made with Abraham, and the oath that he sware unto Isaac, and appointed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting testament, saying, Unto thee will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance. When there were yet but a few of them, and they strangers in the land, what time as they went from one nation to another, from one kingdom to another people, he suffered no man to do them wrong, but reproved even kings for their sakes. Touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Moreover, he called for a death upon the land, and destroyed all the provision of bread. But he had sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold to be a bondservant, whose feet they hurt in the stocks, the iron entered into his soul, until the time came that his cause was known. The word of the Lord tried him. The king sent and delivered him. The prince of the people let him go free. He made him lord also of his house, and ruler of all his substance, that he might inform his princes after his will, and teach his senators wisdom. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob was a stranger in the land of Ham. And he increased his people exceedingly, and made them stronger than their enemies, whose hearts turned so that they hated his people, and dealt untruly with his servants. Then sent he Moses his servant, and Aaron whom he had chosen. And these showed his tokens among them, and wonders in the land of Ham. He sent darkness, and it was dark, and they were not obedient unto his word. He turned their waters into blood, and slew their fish. Their land brought forth frogs, yea, even in their king's chambers. He spake the word, and there came all manner of flies, and lice in all their quarters. He gave them hailstones for rain, and flames of fire in their land. He smote their vines also and fig trees, and destroyed the trees that were in their coasts. He spake the word, and the grasshoppers came, and caterpillars innumerable, and did eat up all the grass in their land, and devoured the fruit of their ground. He smote all the firstborn in their land, even the chief of all their strength. He brought them forth also with silver and gold. There was not one feeble person among their tribes. Egypt was glad at their departing, for they were afraid of them. He spread out a cloud to be a covering, and fire to give light in the night season. At their desire he brought quails, and he filled them with the bread of heaven. He opened the rock of stone, and the waters flowed out, so that rivers ran in the dry places. For why he remembered his holy promise, and Abraham his servant. And he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen with gladness, and gave them the lands of the heathen, and they took the labors of the people in possession, that they might keep his statutes and observe his laws.